Hi, welcome to a surprise live Dungeons and Dyslexia. 10 minutes ago, we had an email from Arcane Library basically saying that, yeah, true, as all, when in doubt, go to Shadowdark. But yeah, I was quite surprised that Curse Scroll 6 has been announced, which I was expecting 5 because, you know, numbers go in order. But yeah, I thought, wow, why not? Let's have a look at it. I was going to read it tonight. Now it's cancelled. Well, it was that, or Battle Marked has come out, the D&D version of Demio. So that is slowly downloading. So I've got that to try later. Expanded carousing rules as well. So, but yeah, that's it looks like there's a PDF. I was just having a look at the file of what's come in. So we've got a PDF of the book, as well as we've got some maps. So we've got some, actually there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 maps in this one. So I assume we will see them all as we go through. Are we skipping 5 for good luck? I think so. Unless I've completely missed out 5 and I've been asleep and 5 is just, I don't know. I generally don't know. Okay, right. Let's just get straight into this. I think that's kind of what I wanted to do. I thought, you know what? Let's just have a look at it together. So we've got Shadowdark Zine 6, City of Masks. I'm not going to be able to see your comments though, so I'll sort of flit in and out between as I go through. I think it's probably the sensible thing to do. So we're going to guess what? A city-based location. Yeah. Curse Scroll 6, The Search for Part 5. You not got much work on, Bill? Is it quite? Is it still work time in America now at 8 o'clock? So I don't know. Let's get straight in. So obviously, being City of Masks, we've got a city. What's that? 4 different districts. So Cutterwash, High Harbour, Montemar Castle. Always good to have castles in here. I probably should say there's going to be mild spoilers. There's going to be a lot of spoilers if you're watching this. And yeah. Okay. So, hold on. Let me try and rotate these because what have we got here? There you go. That's better, isn't it? Is that still showing in the full screen? It is. So we have got. Okay, this seems to be a key, doesn't it? So this is the key for the map here, because this is like Gutterwash, High Harbour, Montemar Castle, Nine Stones and stuff. Then we have got some dangerous encounters. Wealthy district, the canal, working district, poor district, and then the night encounters in the same one. We've got a wayward shark in the canal. Don't jump in the canal. It's got sharks in there. Some mages and peasants, thugs. Again, as you'd expect, days quite easy. Oh, dung beetles in the poor area. And then we're going to get on to cultists, ghouls, and peasants and stuff as we go into night. Oh, an escaped pet tiger as a random encounter. That's quite a cool idea. Like the idea of that. Right, let's go on. So, yeah, Kelsey Dion and Baron Derop, writing and layout. Let's see if Bill's right with... I can't see where it says the front cover. But you were saying, Bill, Matt Morrow drew the cover art. I can't see Matt Morrow's name in there at all. Not saying you're wrong. But could well be. I don't know. Let's try and catch up with this comment. Sharks. Yeah, I hate sharks. Okay. I didn't get a notification. It just popped up in my email. So I don't know if you want to check I think it came in my junk mail. So I don't think it was in my main mail. Right, let's get into the whole thing. So we've got hyperlinked. I am a happy man. So we've got some character classes, the Bard class and the Duelist class, which I think we knew were coming from a few hints and tips we knew there. So we've got some titles, identifiers, renown, magic spells. I probably should have said this is 68 pages, like all the previous 4 zines that we've seen so far. So it is just going to be the standard 68. throughout. We can guess that one for 5 as well. Then we've got the city overview and the city of masks, some factions, law and order, holidays. That'd be public holidays, wouldn't it? Not going away from the city. Rumors of the city, Gedgarin district. This is where my reading English goes to pieces. Gutterwash district, High Harbour, Montemar Castle, Nine Stones, Rilkin Row district. I think that is Silvertop district. The Rook Swifty I need. That should be a random table. And then obviously a loot table here in the crates. I don't need to read out the introduction, do I? Does anyone want me to do that, or can we read it themselves? I don't know. So let's read a little bit out, I suppose. So we've got the golden light of the dawn yet washes over the towers of the grand city of masks. There it is before you, all the sun-kissed glory. When are gone, you have such majesty, the city there, all stories begin to end. Do you know what, as a dyslexic, I panic with the amount of words that are on this page. Let your eyes climb up amongst the cliffs where the mighty river meets the sea. Up and down over the white sails of swooping canals. There's the highest hills. So we've got Montemar Castle, fluttering proudly in the sea breeze, which we saw on the maps. Up there too, in deep in the shadows of the forgotten alleys, are streets dark souls burn with their own wicked passions. So we're going to have some horrible, nasty undertones. I'm guessing it's going to be some horrible cult that's going to be in here. So let's get into the character bit. So we've got this bard class. Probably most people may or may not have seen the spoilers on this. I generally don't know, but so we've got the bard, crossbow, dagger, mace, short bow, short sword, spear, and staff. Leather armor, chainmail, shield, d6 hit points, as you'd expect. 4 languages, +1 where it's a lot of languages. And they're trained in orientation, performing arts, law, and diplomacy. They have advantage on related checks. They got fascinate, which is a d12 charisma check. On a success, you can transfixate all target. So that's all targets within near who has level equal to or less than 1 plus half of your level rolling down. Less than equal to or less than 1. Okay, that's cool. So it's going to level up with you. Inspire each day. You can grant a number of luck tokens equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1. That's going to be handy because you're going to. Do you grant that in the morning? Oh, I think I'd allow that at any time during the day. So you could theoretically give it out as someone fails, which is quite nice and powerful. A magical dabbler, you can activate spell scrolls and wands using charisma as your spell casting stat, and you critically fail, roll on the wizard mishap. Good. I like the wizard mishap table. That's a nice table to roll on. And okay, so okay, that's quite cool. On the 3 to 6, +1 onto the fascinate rolls. So I think that's going to be quite a fun ability. That fascinate. So then we get the duelist, which I know Matt is going to really like playing this. So spinning swords and fast talking fame. So it's like going to be like the swashbuckler class, I would guess. So daggers and all swords, leather, mithril, chainmail. So it goes from sort of leather to the really posh, expensive chainmail, which is called D8 hit points. So that's quite tough. Once per day, an attack of your choice that would hit you. Once per day, an attack of your choice that would hit you misses instead. Oh, cool. I should have read the thing. Parry. Gives it away. And then tail spinner, you may make a charisma 15 check. If you pass, strangers around you believe you are famous and important for the remainder of the interaction with them. The same individual cannot be fooled twice. And then taunt, when an enemy misses you with an attack, you have advantage on attacks against that enemy the next round. That's going to be really good, because that's nice and passive, isn't it? So that's going to be every time they miss, you're going to be able to sort of pick once, and it's when an enemy misses. So it's any number of enemies you've got around. You'll be able to cherry pick if you've got multiple opponents around you to go back and tax. That's quite cool. And you can do it more than once, increase your once per day on a snake eyes, which has anyone ever rolled a snake eyes on a talent or a 12? Because I never have. Not that I've actually leveled up that often, because I tend to just play one shots. I've ran Shadowdark a lot. I've actually not played it that much outside of the one shots on my channel. +1 to extra +1 onto the parry, so that's quite cool. Extra parry a day. So then got titles. Cool. I always like titles. Kelsey always puts titles in, which is cool. Then we've got some identifiers here. Use identifiers to spice up your character's name or add a unique spin. Add the in front of each of the identifiers. Cool. So like the flatulent. No one's going to want that, are they? But if you roll it, you keep it. That's what I say. That's the whole point of random tables. Because they're going to want these like the noble, courageous, but you want people to roll horrible, funny things, don't you? That they're just going to get stuck with. Let's just jump back. Now this is dropped. Some of the PF of the GM that were waiting for this to drop before they implement it into their game. Yeah, I'd imagine you were because of the your multi-class book in there. So I'd imagine that is something that there's a few extra things that we were waiting for. So we've got renown now. So a character's renown can grow over time and increase their fame or infamy. So that's good. It can go positive or negative in here. PC's renown starts at being equal to their charisma modifier. 3 or less, mostly invisible. 4 to 7, you can gain 1 renown bonus. So, and then all the way up to 12 plus 3 renown bonus. So gaining renown, every time you gain a level, you're going to gain renown. Being honored in public, extravagant public expending. So don't spend it on carousing. Just spend it on people in the town. Just throw cash around. Like in that, was the Blink 182 video when they run around just throwing cash everywhere, and major triumph or success. And you're going to lose renown for public humiliation, negative run-ins with the law, committing fashion mistakes. That's me on a daily basis. Going broke or being frugal, offending a person of higher renown or social status. I probably do that as well. Reactions, PCs may add their renown bonus or their reaction rolls when they're in a location where they're likely to be recognized. Double ones always result in a hostile reaction. Cool. Not that I ever roll double ones, but you kind of want your players to do that. That'll be quite fun. I don't. It's just I like city. Yeah, I do. City adventures are very cool. I've only been outside Sharn once. I'm with you on that one. Have I frozen, or is it just no? I haven't. Yeah, we did a weird adventure. And we did actually, it was in fifth edition on one of the Ebron. I think it was one of the Hunters Guild's adventures. We did that, and we actually went out, which would say is quite strange actually for there. So we've got some additional mage spells. So lawful wizards. These are specific lawful wizard spells. Forbid. Tier 3. 10 rounds, south. Creature cannot teleport into, out of, or within area effect, extending out to double near of you. Flare's always good. You can blind people for a round, so that's quite good. Banish. I know people love it in 5th edition, so how horrible is this going to be? Instant, level 3 tier spell. With a word power, you send an extra planar creature of level 6 or less who hears you back to its dimension of origin. Okay, so it's not completely bad because it's extra planar creatures of level 6 or less, so you can't just do it on anyone and kind of just take them out of the combat and get that action economy, just flip the combat back your way. Identify, learn all magical properties and 1 item in your touch. Does anybody still do that in, I suppose, again, because I don't sort of run that many campaigns, I tend to be quite nice as a games master, which I shouldn't be in this. I should really hold back what the magical items do. I always hold back the curse, obviously, because I like giving, magic items with a curse as well, and then let them find out. Pacify, choose 1 creature within range of 3, level 3 or less. It must make a morale check. Creatures immune to morale checks are not affected by the spell. That's quite good to pacify. What's this level 5 permanence then? Duration 1 year, range close. In order to cast a spell, you must sprinkle a powdered diamond on the target. Choose 1 object in range that is currently under the effects of the spell you have cast. The duration of that spell becomes a year. You cannot alter the origin spell effect after casting permanence. For instance, you can no longer move an object under the effects of telekinesis. So you could leave something somewhere. Is that like going to be like a rod of? Is it the rod of holding that doesn't move and you can use to climb? I wonder. Push and pull, reveal, stasis, ward, speak with object. Interesting. An object you touch mentally answers your question. Objects can't see. I always have this one, you know, when people speak with animals. I don't know. Yeah, permanence does look powerful. But I suppose it is tier 5. When you have a character speak with animals, do you have the animal speak back in English and do that effect where, you know, they talk about trees and use the same language, or do you kind of abstract the conversation? Because I always abstract it to make it, because a rabbit can't understand English. It doesn't know what a tree is. So I kind of make it a little bit harder for players. But yeah, I like yes or no ones though, because they're not too powerful in effect. So let's get into gameplay. So we've got some new downtime. PCs can do one downtime activity between adventures. I love downtime activities. That's, you know, Cubicle 7 do a lot of downtime stuff in Warhammer and things like that. So I like downtime things. And actually, because I've just done the review of Castles and Crusades, which, because you level up at different times, you're going to have the same thing. So downtime activities marked with an asterisk cost 10 GP per PC level. So we've got spiritualism. So we're going to do you're going to do a check. Oh, this is... I don't like doing checks because I do wonder. I'm guessing if you fail, so you're going to do a check. The PCs can't use their luck tokens on the check either. If a PC fails the check, reduce its DC by 1 step next time. Okay, so it's the same as the language rules then that Kelsey put in previous. I can't remember which one it's in. So we've got spiritualism, so you can meditate, so you can gain favor with churches and increase your renown. We've got skullduggery, so thievery and stuff, which is going to go on charisma. They're all going to go on different attributes, which will be cool. That is good. So it's going to allow players to sort of cherry pick what they want. That's going to be quite useful. So skullduggery is going to again give some renown, escape city guards over a minor crime, increase the value of their next sale by 25%. Or if they can do it from a dex point of view, they can get away with a minor crime. So it's going to help them. 18, get away with a major murder. If you fail, the city guard investigates you. We've got martial training in here, which is going to help you. It's going to, that's really cool. Because I think one of the people, you know, people like to have a little bit more damage with their, you know, favored weapon, whatever it may be. And this one here, so you're going to get a +1 hit or damage with one weapon, limited to once per each weapon. So it stops it compounding up, which is pretty cool. Or you can learn to wield a new weapon. So that's quite cool as well. And then +1 to hit to damage with another weapon. That's really good. I like that. And then magical research. Is that going to allow them to... Yeah, you can create scrolls in here, create potions from flying, forgetfulness, giant strength, invisibility, or polymorph. Or you can create a wand of a spell that you know of tier 3 or less. You can't create a new wand of the same spell until the prior one breaks. So you can't do it to make money. That's what that's saying. You can't turn your downtime activity into making infinite wands to sell, because you wouldn't know the new one had broken. So the original one's broken. So that's nice little line there to ruin people's plans. And then we've got some others. So that's for priests, because then you can make a potion of healing. New carousing, as I'd expect in here. Same bonuses, but going carousing, characters can go carousing as their downtime activity. There's a new bonus. PCs can gain bonuses to their carousing event rolls due to renown. Oh, you can add your renown. Holidays, which is coming up. And the bard talent as well. That's going to make that bard pretty powerful. And then we've got carousing outcome and modifiers here. Okay. So the outcome, each PC gains XP noted for their result, as well as the listed number of rolls on the D100 carousing benefit and mishap table. Carousing benefit. Ooh, carousing mishap. Nice. It's a D100 table as well. So there's lots of things. So this is what you're doing. So when you do it, you're then going to roll your D8, and then you're going to get to add your modifiers in here, and it's going to tell you whether you're going to get some mishaps or benefits, and whether it's 2 mishaps or 1 or 2 benefits, and then you're going to modify the D100 roll. People are going to like this. And then we're going to get all this cool stuff in here. I'm just going to pick a couple of things at random. So here we go, 36. A swordman offers you a free martial training. See page 26. So that's a free downtime +1 to attack or +1 to a weapon. You stopped a zombie. The charnel men owe you a favor. There you go. A sea wolf offers you free passage on his ship, or you get kidnapped. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of those. Oh, they get quite good as the number goes up. As you can imagine, there's a few things here with +5 onto your renown. It'd be wrong if we didn't look at some of these mishaps, though, wouldn't it? A seemingly kind old lady stole a random piece of your gear. Oh, do you know how I would do that? Is I would make them list all of their gear, including. Well, you have to go gear, so you wouldn't really be including armor in there because they're wearing that. But possibly you could include their weapon. I don't know. I don't know whether I'd want to. I think I'd want to. I'm not sure I'd end up with many players if a random old lady stole one of their weapons. So I think, it does specifically say gear. So that should be really stuff in your backpack and possessions, not necessarily your sword or your dagger. But it's your game. I guess you can run it how you want. You lost 40 GP to an amateur gambler. Lose 1 renown. Okay, let's just have a quick look at something on here. A robber took pity on you. Now you owe him a major favor. Being too poor to make a robber happy. So, right, let's get in and have a look at what's included in the City of Masks then. So the seaside city of Mask, also known as Meridina, I assume that is. It's hot and muggy in the summer, cool and rainy in the winter. It's about 90,000 residents in there. Beggars speak in poetry. Boat rowers recite epic ballads. And we've got random tables. So same. Okay, so we're going to be moving through districts, which we saw at the map at the start. If you just scroll it back, there's 4 complete districts in the city. And here they are. Well, actually, no, these aren't, are they? I'm just going to go back. We're on 40. I'm just going to go back to the map. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think these lines probably might be the districts. So if you see here, we've got the rooks here. And then we've got a line down here. And then we've got Silvertop here. So I think we've probably got a lot more districts than what I initially saw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's just jump back to page 40 and see if that is right. And when do we have 8 districts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, so those lines clearly divide up the different areas of the city. And when you're moving through the districts, there's a chance you're going to have, so same encounter, same area, no encounter, adjacent 1 in 6, non-adjacent. So you're going quite far. You're going to get just sort of, what's that there, 2 in 6 chance coming. Can't do my maths tonight. It's so yeah, so we've got the different districts. So 4 wealthy districts, 2 working districts, and then 2 poor ones. That's great. Strange thing though, I just downloaded the PDF and the title in back bars have no text. All the titles back bars have what? So in the black things that I'm looking at, is that what you're saying? So yours hasn't got text, but there's 2 different ones. So when you download it, be careful because there's one for Mac. I'm not saying that. I don't mean not trying to do this in a patronizing way, but if you download the Mac one, you won't get it. But there's 2 folders in there, so I don't know whether I've managed by accident pick up and open the right one, because there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with mine, but I don't know. I don't know, Josh. Okay, so different districts. We've got some factions in here. So Bardic College and their goals, what they're looking to do, and the enemies. So their enemies are the Shroud. Oh, cool. Please be an odd number of factions. I always prefer an odd number, because if there's an even number, you might have 2 versus 2, which is a little bit too easy. Where if you can go to an odd number, so 1, 2, 3, so we've got 10 factions in here. So okay, so I'm grumbling, aren't I? It looks good, but I just because if you pair up 2 against 2, I'd say I always think 5, 3, 7 is a better number, because you can't. So Bardic College hate the Shroud. The Shroud hates the Duke and his allies. The allies hates the Shroud. Everyone hates the Shroud. The House of Surin. The house is always at fragile ceasefire with the Duke. Okay, so at least it's a Bardic College. People like you. House of Surin. People like you. No one likes the Shroud. No one really likes the Duke. So he's a 45-year-old knight general. He leads with discipline and dignity from the castle overlooking the city, and ruefully accepts the pomp and theatre of his station. Sounds like a proper Warhammer annoying duke, doesn't he? Which is cool. So let's have a look at these little ones. So we've got 2 lawful, 2 chaotic, 2 neutral. Okay, the beggars. The beggars are a faction. They're everywhere. They see and hear everything. They are always ignored. The beggars know more than the Duke's Secret Service. That's quite cool, actually, that all the beggars are working together to sort of beg, and then you'll be able to go and see them and gain, a huge amount of knowledge and things like that. Okay, we've got law and order. So minor crimes, major crimes. Minor crime. Murder of a commoner is a minor crime. Great writing. I'm really impressed with that. So you can murder a beggar, or, well, pretty much most of the people, and no one's going to mind. You're going to have to probably pay a fine for doing that. Petty theft, disrupting public behavior, blackmail, or conspiracy. So we'll have a look. Yeah, so here we go. If you kill a commoner, you can't return the stolen goods. You're going to get a fine, some lashing, or serving a little bit of time in the stocks. One of my players is really going to abuse that. So I'm going to have to, if they repeatedly do it, you're going to have to short-term forced labor, because I just like the idea of, in a living world, you want them to have repercussions for what they do. And if you openly go, you can murder a commoner and sit in the stocks, you kind of got to stop that if they're doing multiple times. So major crimes: murder of a merchant, noble, or city guard. Obviously, you can't kill the aristocracy or merchants. Arson, kidnapping, depravity. So depravity and arson is worse than killing a commoner. Major theft. So commoners are worth less than 101 gold coins. That's what that means in this city. Treason and major blackmail. I do like this. This is good. I think there's several comments, people saying that they like what this is doing. It is really good, actually, to keep people in cities at certain times, because I think we do an awful lot of just out adventuring, especially if you're doing things like hex crawling and stuff like that. And then, you've got a reason to be here. I don't just need to jump back. Thank you. My ear trumpet has been struck by lightning. That's incredibly kind of you again to gift a morning, Jeff. You're right. Gift a membership for me. So thank you for that. Okay, holidays. Let's get into this. They said this was going to affect the carousing tables, didn't they? When we do that experience and the bonuses, which here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 public holidays. Last moon, celebration of the last full moon of the year. Residents eat sugar plums and sip spiced wine. Marriage proposals on this night are auspicious. And the midnight waltz. So you roll. So for carousing, you roll an extra benefit for this night, and there is a 1 in 20 chance of receiving a marriage proposal. I like this. It's one of the things I really love. If you've ever, I know I talk about Pirate Borg a lot. The Pirate Borg's got these mad carousing tables at the front, inside the front cover. and I think it's 4 lots of D20, and you sort of spend some money and you roll on it, and it creates a story. And my players in the 3rd session, after they had some money, they just spent the whole time just messing with carousing. And one of the party got married, and then the next night they went carousing. One of the party members got off with someone else's wife, which we made his character. Then he rolled that he got pregnant. Okay, we didn't play it long enough for it all to sort of pan out, but say when you have random tables and you can just sort of work with your players and decide what happens, it does make it quite entertaining. So we've got Maytide. So when the canals run swift and the clear of spring run off, Maytide has come. Celebrants eat marzipan cookies. Sounds horrific. Shaped to the delicate flowers, and drink sweet honey mead through the days of music and dance. I'm avoiding all of that. I don't like marzipan, and I don't like mead. I should like mead because we're meant to, but I just don't like it. But +1 on carousing and +15, and it's going to give you the garbs, the things you should wear. So the Knight of St. Anton, a raucous autumn celebration for the knights who slayed a devil and saved 12 fair maidens he was trying to kidnap. So that's going to give a +2 extra on the mishap and +2 on the carousing. Gives you the costume. Then finally, we've got the Duke's Ball, which is the height of the summer. The fairy tale night of whimsical and elegance occurs. The Duke throws a gilded ball at Montemar Castle. And there's a 1 in 20 chance the Duke invites a female PC to dance the waltz. Yeah, say no to that. That's going to make some interesting story playing. Hit that like button. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. Subscribe, don't forget. Rumors in the city. Should we pick on some rumors and thing? Thugs are about to throw someone off the Duke's bridge. Oh, I'd love to have the inspiration. So I've started writing a few adventures and stuff on some Kickstarters and working on some of my own. And these are the bits that I really struggle with, is having the genius to write out 50, 60 different rumors. And, what's this? Curse Scroll 6. So, okay, we haven't quite seen 5 yet, but we know that all these are coming. Just how prolific you've got to be to keep these and make them interesting and fun and themed for what you're doing. So here we go. There's a plot to poison the champion racing pig at the Bend. So the Bend's obviously a pub somewhere or an inn somewhere, but how just sparks of genius floating around in your head if you got a bitty to think about champion pigs racing in pubs. Then we're going to get a deep dive then into the 8 districts here. So there's the Pale Toad, isn't it? That's what I think we just said. Oh no, it's the Bend. So what I'm going to do is look out for where the Bend is. So here's the Bardic College, which is one of the factions that we just looked at. So I want to find the Bend now. So we've got River Rats, Birdcage. So, okay, so this is going to directly link into, I'm guessing, once we get into player characters and stuff, like with all the previous ones, anything in here in bold. There you go. That's hyperlinked as well, that one. Semturley isn't. That's hyperlinked. So they should be appearing towards the back of the book. Rufius here, we've got an orc. So the High Harbour District. Okay, Wealthy District. Missed that on the first one. How long it takes the city guards to arrive when you're doing stuff. Very different depending on the area. So the High Harbour Mart, they're going to get there quite quick. Especially if you decide to rob Humphrey Hammergold, the royal jeweller. Montemar Castle. So now we can see it now with all the castle walls as well. This must be the bridge coming in. The Nine Stones District. This is the Temple District. I want to find the Bend. Where's the Bend? The Blind Pig. Ooh, what's the Blind Pig do? It's a barnyard tavern with twitchy young women named Therese. She keeps the pen in the main room that houses the blind pig. So the tavern is going to stink of a blind pig. They can pay 10 gold pieces to consult the pig on a yes or no question, a 5 in 6 chance of a correct result. You won't know more. You can't answer more than one question a year per person. When the pig dies, a new pig is placed in its pen. It eventually grows blind and its ocular powers emerge. I want to put a blind pig in my adventures now. And I would be rolling the 5 in 6 chance. Don't let the players roll that. They don't need to know whether it's right or not. I'm guessing the bull's pen. Let's have a look at that. It's just packed on. Retired gladiators and married couple, Samaral and Tomrin Tomal, converted this former bull pen into a tavern and fighting arena. Nice. So you can get paid 5 gold per level if you win against your opponents. And warrior types are going to get a +1 bonus to carousing events if they do it in that area. So much in here. Here's the Bend, finally in the Rooks district. A muddy racetrack surrounded by tents is the home to the unofficial sport of the city, pig racing. Several races take place each day, with the best pigs moving up to eventually contend with the annual divine swine race. Winning grants the owner 500 GP plus 5 renown. The divine swine is draped in a spring flowers and paraded around the city on Maytide, which was one of the holidays we just looked at, with a great fanfare. Old Tangerine is a rotund sow with the explosive gallop. This is currently divine swine and pork to beat the year. Her owner, nobleman Darian de Morla, I think that is, will do anything to ensure victory. It's just even that one location, like previous Curse Scrolls, you've got so much play there from a games master and players. You can get a couple of weeks out of that. Okay, and then sad news is we're right at the end. We are really right at the end, and then we've got some details here about it. What I didn't have actually is a load of creature stats. None of that is in here. So you're going to be using obviously the core rulebook for all of those. I just want to go back. There was a guy, wasn't there, that was, I don't know if I can find him now. Here he goes. The Bywater Barons. That's why. It's going to link back to an area. That was me. I was kind of misreading it on what it was saying. So that's it. There's a lot in there. I've just started using spells from the new zines as well. Great to have some options for the spellcasters. Yeah, more spells, more options is always best. At some stage, I still haven't covered Curse Scrolls 1, 2, or 3. I've read them, and I've played with Curse Scrolls 3 because, Vikings. But I've still never reviewed them. I kind of figured it's too late to go and review them and have a look now. But I'll get this together, have a bit more of a proper play with it. And I don't even know. You need to know if I need to do a review now. It's but I think we'll do. Has anyone got anything else they want to ask? I think we've really sort of seen it. There's probably nothing else we can add from there. But we just now want Curse Scroll 5 because they're. Thank you, Matt. I'm sure that you've changed your name. I recognise your photo. I can't quite remember. Curse Scroll 3 is thank you for the membership. You want me to? Okay, just because Bill's asked, I'll go back and I'll review them all. But yeah, Curse Scroll 3 is my favourite. I still don't like that giant river in Curse Scroll 4. Was it 26 miles across? Something along those lines. But for everyone that's joined in, thank you for watching. I hope you're excited for Curse Scroll 6. If you've enjoyed this and you are new to my channel, please consider like, share, and subscribing to the channel. And I'll be back with a review of all the Curse Scrolls, and because Bill says so. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.